A new book out today by acclaimed Toronto author Lindsay Zier-Vogel is an insightful and heart-rending exploration of motherhood, grief, and the search for identity. The novel, titled The Fun Time Brigade, examines the enduring challenges of reconciling being an artist with being a mother, a new mother. And it's coming out just in time for Mother's Day. We'd like to welcome Lindsay to our studio this morning. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning.
And congratulations on your novel. Your
Thank
second
you so
novel.
much. My second, yes, thank you.
This is very special, but also a very different novel from Letters to Amelia, which really delved into the female pilot, Amelia Earhart. What inspired this novel for you?
I knew that I wanted to write about grief. I knew that I wanted to write about artistic success and what that can look like. And I knew that I wanted to write about early motherhood, like that really raw early days.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to sort of figure out how I was going to combine them all together. I was swimming, where all of my good ideas come from. And mid-length, it was also at the time that Sharon and Bram from Sharon, Lois and Bram were wrapping up. They're doing their final tour. So they were on TV a lot. They were on the radio a lot. And mid-length, I was like, wait a second. I'm going to have a character who is a new mom, who's in a kids band, who's sort of figuring out, like, can I be an artistic success if I just play music for kids? And then the grief sort of pops in a little bit later.
Yeah, for sure. And that grief involves, I don't want to spoil it,
Let's not spoil it.
But her good friend in the book, and you incorporate some of, I'm picking up pieces of real life anecdotal things, things that you've experienced or done in your life that you've injected into this novel. I know you have a contemporary dance background, so I mean, you're an author, so you're an artist, but art in that separate way. Do you think you kind of infused your own experience with dance and motherhood into this book?
Absolutely. My character's best friend is a dancer, so there's a dance scene, because I was like, how do I get dance inside of this? So there's a dance performance that my character attends. So like all of my fiction will always have, elements of, things that I'm interested in, things that I'm sort of experiencing. It's not autobiographical by any stretch, but there's definitely sort of moments that I draw on from my life.
Yeah, and did you find it cathartic writing this novel in any way? Did you learn anything about yourself and, I guess, community? Because you did a huge community project called the Love Lettering Project. Globe and Mail named you a national treasure for you doing that. So maybe you can talk a bit about that project and how it kind of works its way into this book.
So the Love Lettering Project, where I get people to write love letters to their communities, was really sort of tied to Letters to Amelia. There was a lot of letters in that. I wrote a kids book called Dear Street out with Kids Can Press that also really explores how do we write love letters to our community? How do we, inject that sort of love? This book, The Fun Time Brigade, has no letters in it, which was it was a departure. I sort of made myself a rule where no swimming and no letters. That was sort of the objective, because if I could do anything, every book I would ever write would just be letters and swimming. So this is a bit of a departure in that way. And I think that it builds off of Letters to Amelia, which again was so letter focused. In that book, my character's pregnant, and in this book, it starts and the character's child is 4 weeks old. So it sort of bridges that little gap.
Yeah, and it also deals with, issues of loss, identity, infidelity as well, and how there's this impermanence to who you feel you are, because am I an artist? Am I a mother now? What do you hope readers will take away from reading this book?
I think, when I started writing this book, I had a kids book deal in 2018, and I would tell people, I have a book deal.
Yeah.
And they'd go, oh my God, that's amazing. When's your novel coming out? I'd say, oh, it's a kids book. It's a picture book. And their faces would fall, which I don't know if anybody knows, but it is very tricky to get a kids book deal. And I had this feeling of oh, maybe I'm not a successful writer. And when I got a deal, everyone's like, oh, that's so exciting. And so I really wanted to experiment with this idea of, and play with this idea of, can you be a successful artist if you're just making music for kids? Does that matter? Is that valid? I mean, of course, my answer is yes, but I really wanted to explore that in the book. I also think any reader who has had or has small children in their lives, I think that a lot of those parts will resonate. That deep loss of identity, that it does come back, but there is a stretch where it's really hard.
Absolutely.
Being home alone with a small being that needs a lot.
Yeah, it can be isolating and all-encompassing, and you can feel like, this is my life forever. What did I do? But children are a gift. We can agree. We love our kids.
Two things can be true, right?
Yes.
It can be isolating and really impossibly hard, and really beautiful at the same time.
Correct, not mutually exclusive. Well, I can't wait for readers to read The Fun Times Brigade. Lindsay, thank you so much for joining us. Congrats on this book.
Thank you.
Yeah, hope we'll hear from you soon. Take care.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Take care.